Shalom, Israel. Give me 1 second. Bapakasha, por favor. I'm going to just check the feed real quick. Make sure we got a decent connection. Good. It's a little low. 1 second, Israel. Yeah, I think it's good. That was just my phone. So we good to go. Hey, Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, where we are led by the Commanding General YAHANNA. Since 1969, I.S.U.P.K has been teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth about the Bible and their true culture. You know what I'm saying? The culture of the Bible, because the Bible is for them. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are the Israelites of antiquity, which means that Bible, the Holy Bible, is a book of their records. It's a family book. It's a black and brown man's book. And it's all about the Israelites who are so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. We've been teaching, we've been bringing our back to our culture because our culture has been appropriated from us, man. The oppressor, who's the devil the Bible speaks of, has led black people to believe, you know what I'm saying, they are Africans, which is not the case. Led some of our Hispanic brothers to believe, you know what I'm saying, they are variants of Edomites, which is white people. That they're pretty much the same as white people, but they just have I got to do a little bit more studying, but I forget what the oppressor says about Hispanics and what happened in Spain, because they were Hispanics were slaves in Spain, man. No ships came down. But, you know, my Hispanic brothers and sisters were taken captive by ship to go to Spain. The same with my Native American brothers. My Native American brothers and sisters haven't been on ships, but you know what I'm saying, they were, you know what I'm saying, oppressed, damn near, you know what I'm saying, wiped off the map from the wickedness of the oppressor who was the devil the Bible speaks of. But neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? That's what this class is today, man. That's what I.S.U.P.K and fully is bring us back to our culture. You know what I'm saying? Especially today. Today is Friday. This is the Lashawan Qadash, which means holy tongue. Right. So when we get back into our culture, learning how to read, write, and speak our native language, which is the Hebrew, man. You know what I'm saying? And back in the days of the Old Testament, you know what I'm saying, before we were known as blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we were Israelites. We were Jews. We didn't speak English. We didn't speak Spanish. We didn't speak patois or Creole or French or whatever have you. Any of these languages given to us through captivity. We spoke Hebrew, man. Right. And that's what we're doing in I.S.U.P.K, man. We getting back to our culture, learning things that, you know, our forefathers want us to keep. That's like right. In the book of Nehemiah, Nehemiah was mad as hell when he found out his brothers and sisters, you know, they didn't know how to speak their own language. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of the I.S.U.P.K, man, getting us back to our culture, teaching us not only the truth about the Bible, but the truth about ourselves, man. Go ahead, sir. So, like, if I could, brother, last month with God was being the dead tongue. Damn, right. I wish you had the thing, sir. It's like, damn, man, I'm battery. I was looking at them batteries back there. Not even turning on.
It's all good. But what I was saying was, brother, those so-called scholars who are oppressors, they deem Lashawan Qadash a dead tongue.
Right.
For years, they could not decipher the ancient Phoenician Hebrew. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But here we are since 1969, reading and speaking our language the correct way.
Most High in Christ, man. Wow, man, get that praise and give it up for the Most High. Right. That's a beautiful thing, man. The Most High put the Holy Spirit on the founding fathers of the I.S.U.P.K, man. The spirit to, you know what I'm saying, want to go 110% in doing the research when it came to our culture. Like, you know what I'm saying, my brother just said, you know what I'm saying, the scholars, they couldn't even pronounce the ancient Phoenician. They didn't know how to speak the ancient Phoenician. It's like if I'm saying it incorrectly, but the Hebrew pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Scholars of this country couldn't even. They said it was a dead tongue. But the men above us in the I.S.U.P.K that got this thing rolling, you know what I'm saying? Around 1969, they did what they had to do to get us back to our culture. Well, we about to get in today, man. With no further ado, we're gonna start. I'm gonna take us to this. Speaking of the men of the our founding fathers in the I.S.U.P.K, how we're going to the chart. This alphabet chart they produced for us. It's been around since 1969. And like the priest just said before me, this has the correct information we need to be able to read, write, and speak the Hebrew fluently. It's the alphabet, man. You know what I'm saying? These letters right here, these 22 symbols, consist of the Hebrew alphabet. This is the ancient or Paleo Hebrew. Down below is the same 22 symbols, but they're different symbols. It's the same characters, I through Tha, but they're different symbols because this was the Assyrian. Because this Hebrew was developed in the Assyrian. But just like last week, you know what I'm saying? Officer 5000 Qadash Raoban, he was saying that like when these symbols were derived, man, it's a peculiar meaning to each specific symbol. Like, right, they come from everyday things. The water, you know what I'm saying? I believe, what was it? Adam, right? Adam derived looking at the stars, right? The Most High in Christ. Yeah, Adam derived this looking at the stars, this Lashawan Qadash. You know what I'm saying? I would have to leave it to the you know what I'm saying, the men above me to teach you that much. Sir. But yeah, Adam didn't derive it looking at the stars. That sounds way off. You know what I'm saying? We know we're not supposed to worship, you know what I'm saying, things in the sky like that. But the Most High gave it to him. The Most High gave Lashawan for God's Adam. But again, you know what I'm saying, you'll learn that deepness of the language from men above me. So everybody just go over it. Again, this is the ancient, this is the Assyrian, the same letters, it's just different symbols. All the way to top. 22 symbols. All words in Hebrew are a combination of some of these symbols. So repeat after me, Baba Kashab. I,
Ah,
Ba,
ah,
Ga,
da,
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 Ha,
ah,
Wa,
wa,
Za,
za,
Ha,
cha,
Ta,
ta,
Ya,
la,
Ka,
ka,
La,
la,
Ma,
ma,
Na,
na,
Sa,
sa,
I,
I,
Pa,
fa,
Ta, Za,
za,
Kwa,
wa,
Ra,
ra,
Sha,
cha,
and Tha.
ta,
Already. Down below here it's the same thing. I through Tha, all 22 symbols. You might see five additional. That's because the five symbols that these are under, if a Hebrew word ends in these particular letters, then you use the symbols on the bottom rather than the symbols up top to end the word in that letter. You don't have to worry about that in the ancient. All you gotta do is worry about your connectors. Here you see the connectors in Lashawan Qadash. The connectors help in not abbreviating, but the syllable pronunciation helps the pronunciation of the word. All right. So we gonna get on to the class, man. I don't know how to do the speaker, but it's going it's live. If you check it. This is plugged into that. That's plugged. That little box right there is plugged in there too. So yeah, that's what. Not the water, sir. Already. So yeah, last week, man, we pretty much kind of started over, man. We got some new students coming into school, so we pretty much, you know what I'm saying, deemed it necessary to stop going over the meat in the Hebrew and go back over the milk. So this week is gonna be, you know what I'm saying, a step above that milk that we were going over last week. It's still gonna be milk, but it's gonna be it's a little bit deeper in the waters, man. We're gonna go over numbers, man. I've done that a few times before. Simple and sweet. Numbers lead us into other things. You know what I'm saying, like time and distance and all those other things.
Right.
But the numbers is a staple that we need to know. It's a basic staple, and that's what we gotta go over. But before we go over there, I'm just gonna give us a quick recap of last week. Just a very quick recap because we're gonna go into today. This milk part two number. This is the recap. So we went over everyday words like brother, sister, father, mother. We even went into a little bit of these prefixes and suffixes. Some of the suffixes that we use to conjugate words to make it a different type of word. The same root word, but just a little bit different of a word. Man. Had given it a little bit different of a meaning. I'm gonna give us an example. So ak is your root word. That means brother. So what we went over last week, prefixes and suffixes. I'm gonna give us two prefixes right here. Wa, ha. Wa means and ha means the. So waha'ak means and the brother. You see, the Most High Christ and the brother, and then a suffix. You have the suffixes up here like ya at the end. Well, you can't have ya at the end of this because ya will be and my brother, and ha we have the. So hmm, well, the fact that you have the here, you can't really use any of these. You can use this yum, and yum is a pluralization of the word brother. So now it's waha'akim, and it went from ak to and the brothers. And the brothers. Let me just write the S right here. It's not confusing. So wa is and is a prefix. Ha is the. There's other prefixes too. This chart you see every day. These prefix and suffix charts is a little bit more complex than just the alphabet, but it's just as much important. That's why it's up here. We have all the prefixes and all the possessive suffixes. We couldn't use any of these possessive suffixes because the is already making it a general is making it have no possess no nobody can possess it if it's the. So and what the ha brother ak and akyam brothers. Waha akyam brothers. So that yum at the end, it makes things plural. I'm gonna give us one more example of the yum at the end making it plural. And then we're gonna get into our numbers. And that's gonna work with our numbers too, because you'll see some of the numbers once we start to learn the numbers and how to say the numbers, some of the numbers, the multiples of the numbers will be used, will be said in plural. We'll have a little bit more understanding when we get there. But yeah, so yum, making it plural. What's another one? Uh, mm, Aki's brother. Uh, let's say father, Abba. You got multiple fathers. Our founding fathers in the I.S.U.P.K. Our fathers in the Houston school even. You know what I'm saying? Captain Kahan and Captain Yatza.
Right.
Those are our Abba Yum. Fathers. Abba Yum means fathers. Abba alone, just father. And that's how that works, man. Yum at the end makes it plural. We're gonna keep it basic. You can add on. You can learn a little bit more meat about this pluralization at the end because sometimes things that are feminine is gonna have a different. It's gonna be similar to yum, but it's gonna be yun. But that's a little bit advanced. We're not gonna worry about that today. We're just gonna keep it simple. Yum makes things pluralize. And we learned our basic words. You know what I'm saying? Brother, sister, Aqua, father, mother, Abba, Amma. We learned Khan, yes, La'a, no, Tawada, thank you, Salakia, sorry. You know what I'm saying? It's basic Hebrew. But now we're gonna go over numbers. So now, before I start writing the numbers, I'm gonna say this. In Hebrew, all of the numbers are written out as words. They're written and read as words. Like two, TWO, that's number two. But two in English also has a numerical symbol. Hebrew, there's no numerical symbols. Numerical symbols came in ancient Rome, Roman numeral. Remember, Hebrew was older than Rome. You know what I'm saying? The Old Testament goes back before Rome. They were saying numbers hold. We're gonna find out. So we're gonna write the numeral 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So number one in Hebrew is Ahad. Ahad. Number two, Shanya. Three, Shalash. Four, Arabai. Five, Hamash. Six, Shasha. Seven, Shabbat. Eight, Shemawana. Shemawana. Nine, Tashai. And 10, Haishora. These are the first 10. I'm going to try to go up as high as we can today without getting it too confusing. But this is the meat of today's lesson, 1 through 10. This is what needs to be memorized. Go over it a couple of times before we get into Hebrews, and I'll go over some more. So we repeat after me. Achad, Shanya, Shalash, Arabai, Chamash, Shasha, Shabai, Shamawana, Thashai, Aishara. 1, Achad. 2, Shanya. 3, Shalash. 4, Arabai. 5, Chamash. 6, Shasha. 7, Shabai. 8, Shamawana. 9, Thashai. 10, Aishara. All right. So now we're gonna get into the Hebrew. It's because this is a Hebrew class. This right here is a Hebrew verbalization. It's still English. So we gotta go back to our culture. We gotta write in our native language. When we write in the Hebrew, we write from right to left. I just wrote all this from left to right. But Hebrew is written and read from right to left. And you see in this verbalization, you can see the letters within it. And here we see the I, here we see the Cha, and the Da at the end. Here we see the Sha and Shanya, the Na in the middle, Na, and Ya at the end. That's all the verbalization is. It's the English version of those letters we put, of those symbols we said at the beginning of class. And now we're going to go over right now. Achad, Aha, Ha, and Da. Achad. We got Cha, and Da. The connectors under making that syllable by itself. And Cha and Da are connected with a connector, making that Cha, Cha. Here we have it in the series. So I'm going to just quickly go through this and not waste too much time. Shanya, we have Shanya, Sha, Na, Ya. Sha and Na connected with a connector, making it Shan. And Ya at it by Ya by itself. Ya, Shanya, Shlash, Sha, La, Sha. Then we have Sha, La, and Sha, but the La and the Sha are Lash, right? So here, we got connected. Sha, La, and Sha connected, making it Lash. Two connectors, 3 letters. Shalash. That's number 3. Moving to number 4. Arabai. Uh, 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 uh. Arabai. We got and Ra connect under them by itself. And then Ba and I making Bai. Arabai. Number 5, Hamash. Ha, Ma, and Sha. Ha, Ma, and Sha. Connect on the Ha, because the syllable is by itself. Ha, and then Ma and Sha make Mash. So we got to connect them to those two. Connecting them together, making Mash. Chamash. All right, now Shasha. That's the easiest one if you ask me. Sha, Sha. Two syllables, two letters, and one word. Shasha. Number 6. There you have it. Shasha. Number 6. That's the Sha. It's not a W. That's a Hebrew letter. Sha. Shasha. Now 7. Shabbat. Shabbat. Number 7. You got to connect them to Sha. Then Ba and I. But Ba and I are connected, making it Bai. Shabbat. Next 8. Shemawana. 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 You got Sha, Ma, Wa, Na, and a Ha at the end. That's that H that you see at the very last end. It gives it that Ha sound. Shemawana. Shemawana. That's 8. Yeah, be mindful of this. You saying you see me write this Ma in the Assyrian? It's a closed, it's an open box. Because if that Ma were at the end of the word, it would be closed. You know what I'm saying? The Ma is one of those 5 letters that is different at the end. Remember that. Right now we're moving to number 9. Rashai. Rashai. You got the Tha alone. That's that X you see. That's not an X. That's a Tha. That's Hebrew. Tha alone with one connector, making it Tha. And Shah and I connected with a connector, making them Shai. Tha Shai. That's number 9. Last but not least, you got Ishura, number 10. Ishura. I'm gonna pass that one. So number 10, Ishura. Those all 3 letters in this word have connectors under it. Because all 3 letters are pronounced by themselves. There are no connectors in the 2 words. So you got the I with a connector because it pronounces I. Then the Sha, connect under that, leaving that alone, Sha. And then Ra at the end. Connect under that, leaving it alone. Ishura. You see it in the Syrian. So there you have it, man. We're gonna pause right here for a second. You can get this for your notes, 1 through 10, and while it's paused, I'm gonna go over it again, so you can kind of get the mental remembering of it, stamped in your head mentally. So 1, 2, Shanya, 3, Shalash, 4, Arabai, 5, Chamash, 6, Shasha, 7, Shabai, 8, Shamawana, 9, Tashai, 10, Ishura. One more time. 1, Achad, 2, Shanya, 3, Shalash, 4, Arabai, 5, Chamash, 6, Shasha, 7, Shabai, 8, Shamawana, 9, Tashai, and 10, Ishura. Right. So the best time of my life. I wouldn't say it back then. I can look back and say I'm glad to have done that. I hope to do it again one day.
Awesome. Oh, don't worry, brother. It's coming for everybody. Yeah.
I ain't crazy.
Since you can't do it for yourself, we're gonna do it for you, brother.
Most night, that's brotherhood. Brotherhood of the West.
It's gonna be super brotherhood. You gonna see how much I love you.
Oh damn, I forgot about the Adawani.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was set a gold cup.
Shout out to Hebrew Academy 2025.
Yeah, right. Awesome, brother.
So now what we about to do, we got 1 through 10. If you want to take over, whenever you're ready, sir. Most ain't crazy. Count with con. I still got questions. I asked Cat most of my questions. I still got questions. But so now what we're about to do, we did 1 through 10. I hope you remember that. But we're about to go with 10 through 20. The teams. The teams is I'm gonna write most of them, but it's just a simple rule to remember the team. A simple rule. Because remember, we're writing these words whole. There's no numeral system. So, but they are numbers, so we are doing math. So when we write these teams, you're gonna see how we're doing math when we're doing double-digit numbers. Leave it to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to make math look cool. They say Shashawa Akad. That's 1 and 2, or 2 and 1. It's 2 and 1, brother. Just 2 and 1. All right, so this is the rule for the team. When saying a number in teams, say single digit number, follow This might sound like a lot right now, but we're gonna go over the single digit number followed by I.S.U.P.K. So this is gonna be our example, 12. The 2 is the single digit number because this this 1 is a 10. That's that's a that's not single digit. That's the multiples of 10. But this 2 is the single digit. So saying the single digit number followed by I.S.U.P.K, how to say 12 is Shanya I.S.U.P.K. Make sure you put a hyphen. That's simple. Shanya I.S.U.P.K. Another one, let's do 14. We don't need to do all of them. I'm gonna do 14 and 17 and 11. 11 might be a little tricky. I'm gonna just do those. So the single digit number is 4, right? We remember back from what we said before. 4 is Arabai. So Arabai I.S.U.P.K. That's 4. Arabai I.S.U.P.K. That's almost like you saying the 10 at the end. Arabai I.S.U.P.K. Arabai 4 and 10. Arabai I.S.U.P.K. 4, 10, 14. 17. Shabai I.S.U.P.K. I failed to mention that. I.S.U.P.K. If we didn't forget by now, I.S.U.P.K. is 10. We just went over that. I.S.U.P.K. is 10. I'm adding the single digit with 10. Shanya I.S.U.P.K. 12. 2 and 10. Arabai I.S.U.P.K. 4 and 10. 14. Shabai I.S.U.P.K. 7 and 10. 17. So what's 11? In Spanish is what is it? Once. It sounds weird in 11. It sounds weird in English too. 11. I'm not sure what it is in Creole. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's not nothing like that. It's the same format as this. What we got going on here. Achad I.S.U.P.K. You don't gotta be confused. Just say what it is. Achad I.S.U.P.K. All right. So I'll leave that up for a second. We're gonna go to the 20s. The 20s is the last time it needs a special rule, and then 30 through 99, you'll be able to have a rule for that as well. So these are the teams. When saying a number in the teams, say the single digit number followed by I.S.U.P.K. All right, so now we're gonna get the 20s. I'm gonna leave the meat of this sentence up here. When saying a number in the 20s, say it's a single digit number followed by Ishariyam. Ishariyam is what? We went over that at the beginning of class with the recap from Officer Tazadat. Putting the yum at the end makes it plural. So Ishariyam pluralized means multiple Isharas. Multiple Isharas are 20. Come on, sir. Big Deuce.
Big Deuce.
That's Ishari.
Ishario.
Con. So now I'm gonna get us some new numbers so we can have a better understanding. Now, why? Yeah. Why make it hard for us? When I erase it to give us more room for the. You might as well get new numbers. Like just because I needed more room, start in the middle of the board. So if it's the same rule, and instead of Ishara, we're saying Isharium, because Isharium 2 10s, 20, then it's the same principle. So 22, we would say Shanya Isharium. Or Shania Isharium. Yeah, it sounds. It feels like I'm saying it incorrectly. Shania Isharium. Shania Isharium. 22. This Isharium. Let's do 22, 25, and 29. And 20. We can't forget about 20. 20 is just Isharium. So you don't. So you just say Isharium. Ishara with a yum at the end. Isharium. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. It's like Isharium. That's right, Most High in Christ. So Isharium. That's 20. So 22, but the same rules as the teams, but just Isharium. We say Shanya, because that's 2, hyphen Isharium. That's 22. 25, don't get confused. We're doing a single digit, right? A single digit is 5. That's Hamash. Hamash. Isharium. Then lastly, 29. 9, Tashai, hyphen Isharium. 29. So that number, that yum at the end, that comes into play. We're gonna be using that yum as we go to. We got it for the 10 for the 20s. We're gonna be using it for all the 10s, the 30s, the 40s. It's a little bit different for the 30 through 99, but we're even gonna use it for the 100s and the thousands. That yum at the end makes the number pluralize. Most I ain't crazy. Get this real quick for the notes. We're gonna move on. And it came down.
Fall short.
I feel like I said something. I don't even know what I said now. Yeah, Houstonite. What's not Houstonite? Houstonian. Now I know what we're talking about. So we did the 1 through 10. We did 10 through 20, and we did 20 through 29. Now we about to do 30 through 99, real quick. Not too quick so you don't understand, but it's gonna be a breeze. This is the rule for 30s through. So I want to say this like this.
So what I would do is I would on the left side write the rest of the tens all the way to 100, but then on the right side show how make different numbers
Most High in Christ. The water out of wine. So it's about to get real hectic, real quick. About to get hairy. I'm about to rate the so we start off with 30, right? We did 1 through 10. We did 10 through 20. We did 20 through 29. And now we got 30, right? 30 is like 20 is Isharium. That's 2 10s, but 30 is Shalashium. Shalash is 3, right? Shalashium is how you say three sets of 10. Shalashium. Because we're still doing with multiples of 10. When you see numbers and you see yum, you know what type of math you're doing. When you see shalash yum, you know this is a multiple of 10, and then shalash means 3. So 3 multiples of 10, 30. So here, let's go to 40. Arabayim. Arabayim. Now you're starting to see the pattern. Is that 50? If 30 is Shalashium, 40 is Arabayim, and 50 would be Hamashium. All my officers of 50 are officers of Hamashium. And then I'm just gonna write the rest of them out. We're gonna start doing the in betweens on that side. Like I don't want to just say it's a good way to go. So we got 60, 70, 80, 90, then 100 is gonna be a special. I'm gonna give us that at the very end. But 60, right? Let's go over 1 through 10 real quick. 6, Shashai, 7, Shabai, 8, Shamawana, 9, Tashai. So all we gotta do to make these 6 multiples of 10, put a yum at the end. Shashayim, that's 60. Shabayim, that's 70. Shamawanayim, that's 80. And Tashayim, that's 90. So now, with that being said, we remember the rules that we had earlier with the teens and the 20s. It's not too different with this. It's really not different at all. So let's do 30, 34 on this side. 34. Again, you're gonna say the digit. You're gonna say that single digit first, or a by, hyphen, and then the multiple of 10. That's a 30, so that's a 3. So Arabai Shalashium. Arabai Shalashium. That's 34. So the four is said first, and then a multiple of 10, whether it be Ishara, Isharium, or Shalashium, all the way through Lashayim. That's the multiple of 10. Real simple, right? Most High in Christ. Let's get a few more. Con, sir. Lucky.
You say 55.
55. Let's get it. Most High in Christ. Damn, I ain't even think about it. So we got 55. We're gonna say the tongue twister on live, just because we need to learn. 5 is Kamash. I know how I gotta say it for real. Kamash. And then 50, that 5, is Hamashian. So it's Hamashian. See? Most I ain't Christ. And Yum at the end. Already. 55th Street. Most I ain't Christ. That's how we doing with time. We got enough to get to 100. All right. So 55. Let's get comfortable with saying these numbers, and then we'll do 100. We'll do 155. I'm gonna give us two more. 73 and 49. Taking some random numbers, right? 73. We say the single digit first. Shalash hyphen Shabayim. That's 70, right? Shabai is 7. Shabayam is 70. So Shalash Shabayim is 73. 49. We got 9 for our single digit. Tashai, Arabayim. Arabayim is 40. 49, we got the Tashai in front of it. Tashai Arabayim. That's simple, right? So real quick, right before we hit to the 100, we got to do 99. 99 is Tashai Tashayim. Tashai Tashayim. And then we have Ma'ah. That's how you say 100. Ma'ah. We're currently in works in the garment department making a shirt that says "Keep it Ma'ah." We'll see you soon, Lord willing. We're working on it. But Ma'ah is 100. I'm trying to get it. Let me just do it this way. Ma'ah. 100. So now that we have 3 digits, you know what I'm saying, three sets of digits, we have to introduce that "wa" when we're saying a full sentence. So yeah, let's try to get. Well, nah, we're gonna erase this and we're gonna do the multiples of 100. Just since we got this yum on our mind, and then I'll try to get us a long number at the very end. So if my eye is 100, 112 would be Ma'a wa Shanya Aisharo. Yeah, I'll write it down. Like Ma'a wa 100 and Shanya Aishara 112. You read it how it's supposed to be read. 112. And then 200 would be Ma'ayim, just like Isharium. It's Ma'ayim. And then just like how we go from so 200 is Ma'ayim, what's 300? Just like 30? Was that not just like 30? Shalash Ma'ayim. What we gonna get? You have to introduce the number when it's the digit of 3 and up, but it's still the same premise. You know what I'm saying? It's the Ma'ah multiplied, multiples of 100. I'm not gonna go too deep in it. I'm just gonna give us 100 and 1,000 and do the multiples of 100 and hundreds of 1,000. I'm not gonna try to confuse this because this is milk part two. I don't want to get too deep into the numbers because it'll be easy to forget. We still trying to remember Akkad through Aishara. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna write some multiples of 100. We're gonna get our practice on, and then I'm gonna do a few multiples of 1,000. 1,000 is a lot, so we're gonna be able to know how to say all the ranks under captain at the end of this class. So 100, we got 102. I gotta get ready with 100. 2, 204, and 650, and 1,000. Two thousand? Yeah. Six. That's too much. I don't know how to make names. What's it mean? Oh, for real? Ooh, you just put. I'm gonna get you that shirt first, sir. Most name Natar Ma'ah. Ooh, that's. You know what I'm saying? That's for those watch this in other zones. This is UPK Texas. So you know what I'm saying. You can purchase it soon and on the website soon. Tar Ma'ah. Keep it 100, man. Not BS. 2000. Last one. We're gonna do the last one, the very last slide. So how much time I got? We gonna go over about 1 minute. 1 2 minutes. So Ma'a 100, 102. Ma'a wa Shanya. Just like that. 102. 204. So 200 would be Shanya with the hyphen. Ma'ayim. No, we don't have to wait Shanya. We just write Ma'ayim. Yes, like I really want to make this. I'm glad it's 200 so we can learn. Yeah, 200 is Ma'ayim. Ma'ayim wa Arabai. 650. So now we getting into how to say the multiples of 100 past 200. 600. Shasha hyphen Ma'ayim. Wa. We got that's almost like it's kind of like a comma, even though commas don't come yet, but it separates the hundreds from the 50s, and then we already know how to separate the 50s from or the tens from the singles. So Shashab Ma'ayim, that's 600, Wa 50. Kamashium, right? Shashab Ma'ayim, Wa Kamashium, 650. So now we got an understanding of how the hundreds work. So we said some with the single digit different. We said 200 and we said 600. It's just like the same rules apply from all the way to the beginning. Now we're gonna do 1,000. 1,000 is a lot. You might see that in the scriptures. A lot. A lot shekels or a lot, however, a lot cubits. Alap, however, 1,000. So Alap 2,000 is Alap Yum. The same rules apply. The same rules apply. And then 3,000 would be Shalash Alapium with the hyphen. Shalash Alapium. That's how you do that. And last but not least, I said we're gonna go over a minute. Give me one more minute to give me, just so we can get practice a real big number to get everything in the proportion. I'm thinking 4,560. 4,562, right? Every digit is accounted for. After that, we can go home. We take it to the house. Now, it's like I'm supposed to end class on time. I'm not gonna do that. But you see what we're doing, Israel. You know what I'm saying? You see how we using those rules that we had in the beginning, and then we just pretty much added new vocabulary, added a new digit, and used a little bit of common sense for what, right? Common sense is one because we gotta separate the multiples. So with that, you know what I'm saying? Water for joining. We're gonna give a courtesy slip to the brothers and to the sisters. Men of Israel, Ahmadium, which means to stand. Ahmadium Shabbat, Ahmadium, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah, Yadi Matah. SARS trying to face the sisters. Courtesy salute to the sisters. Ahmadium Shabbat, Ahmadium, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Alatan Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Yadi Matah. That's dismissed.